Tem de ser agora.
Tem que ser agora, senão vamos para casa.
I understood everything.
Of course you do.
You're Portuguese. Brazil is more chaotic. Like this.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it's pretty different, so it's easy to differentiate. There are some people who have a stronger accent and some people who don't, but there's some people who I have no idea what they're talking.
Yeah, sometimes I prefer to speak English.
Yeah, I think in Portugal we listen to so much Brazilian Portuguese that we can distinguish pretty easily. We see a lot of Brazilian content as well, like the dramas or even just like on YouTube. A lot of music, yeah. So I think it will be easy. Brazilian Portuguese sounds like a song, like a melody. When they talk, it's more like woo woo.
We have a lot of intonations when we're talking.
With more passion, I think.
Yeah, a lot of passion. And then European Portuguese is more aggressive. I don't know. It sounds like, everyone says it sounds like Russian. I don't know why.
You guys speak more lowly, and we speak more highly.
Like the pitch?
Yeah, like the pitch of the voice, and also like the words are different.
I feel like they're swallowing the vowels. Look, you
nervous?
Yeah, I am.
Era muito novo, deixar os meus pais com 11 anos. Foi o momento mais difícil também a perceber as coisas. Dificuldade.
Completely
Chorava todos os dias. Ligava para a família. E aí comecei a ver as coisas de uma maneira diferente.
I can't understand what they're saying.
It's really hard to understand.
I need subtitles.
Yeah, subtitles. It's gonna be harder for us to tell what they are saying rather than if it's Portuguese from Portugal or Brazil.
Because it's Ronaldo speaking, you have to keep in mind that this is the Portuguese from the islands, which is very different.
He has kind of like strong accent.
Very, very strong accent. Madeira and the Açores, they have really, really strong accents. So sometimes, even in Portugal, when they interview some people from there, they have subtitles, even for Portuguese people.
Really?
Yeah, only about like slangs and stuff. Like there's a lot, especially from Rio. Like some of my friends from like São Paulo, they don't understand.
So even for me, this is kind of hard to understand, but it's understandable.
Okay.
Really hard.
Quando tá as coisas mais é que juntam-se todos, dizem.
Tem de ser agora.
Tem que ser agora, senão vamos para casa.
Can you understand?
I understand.
Oh, really?
I don't.
I understand like words, but I have no idea what they're talking about.
Like, good afternoon. Look, because we're all together here.
I understand everything. Is this the president of Portugal speaking with Ronaldo? Yeah, it is. It's the president. Yeah.
Is the president?
That was so tough.
I understood everything.
Of course you
You're
did.
Portuguese. Of course you did.
E hoje eu vou ler uns tweets antigos e tentar lembrar. Meu tweet mais famoso. Certeza que eu tava indo pra algum churrasco. Era 10 da manhã lá. 10 da manhã não, né? 11 da noite.
It's Brazil.
But it's hard to understand.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's from Rio, that's why.
But I'm from Rio too.
I got everything. He just things on like tweets, like from Twitter.
That's all I got from that.
Neymar.
Neymar is from Rio or
Santos.
Yeah, São Paulo.
the accent was fine. I got it.
Harder to understand, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it felt like he was mumbling a lot.
That's true. That's something we have a lot.
So I didn't really catch on some words, but it's easy to tell that it's from Brazil.
We speak really fast.
Yeah,
I
we speak
think.
really fast,
Like blah, blah, blah,
mumbling
blah, blah,
and
blah.
cutting words.
Pô, a gente perdeu algum jogo, é um dos dois.
ok.
KKKK. Ainda gosto. Tava engatando em algum lugar, deixa eu ver. 2011? Tá.
This part is
17 de
is
março.
almost like
Now it's easy.
Aqui no quarto pensando na vida.
That's why he was like kkkk, like deixa eu ver 2011.
I think he's reading like tweets.
Yeah, that's right.
But honestly, I had a hard time understanding that, and I'm from Brazil. Yeah.
especially that last part.
So basically, he was talking way too mumbling, and it was a little hard even for us to understand because he was reading comments. It wasn't a friendly way. So now we're gonna change to an understandable way of speaking.
E dar o meu suporte, né? O suporte para o David Hertz
Okay,
e o suporte
Brazil.
para o nosso
Brazil,
país, o Brasil, né?
This one was easy.
Easy to understand.
Really easy, yeah.
No
It's
idea.
familiar, but I'm not sure.
Can we hear it again?
Sim, do Brasil. Tem
Da
muitos
Bahia,
brasileiros,
né? Da Bahia.
Mas não é a mesma coisa. Não é o mesmo. Não tem jeito. Mas eu amo Miami.
It's like Anita or something.
Nah, that's not Anita.
I don't
No,
think
no,
so,
no, no.
yeah.
That's not Anita. And Anita sometimes also speak mumbling.
She speaks really clear.
Yeah, her voice is very clear.
Adrenaline. But the thing is about Adriana Lima is that we see her a lot, like her image, but we never hear her.
She's more of a model
She's
rather
a model,
than like Only if they say like something specific, we can tell like if it's Portugal or Brazil.
Brazil is more chaotic, like
Yeah.
like this. We type like this.
Arrestada pela polícia, já contei essa história nos Estados Unidos, mas eu porque passei um stop
Portugal, yeah.
e eu disse, no meu país não precisamos de parar.
Portugal, yeah, for sure.
Parar.
Okay. But that one is easier to understand what she's saying than the first one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because this is like from the continental Portugal, because there's a big difference between the accent from the southern part of Portugal and northern part. They say that like people from the north sound really aggressive because we use a lot of swear words. Like swear words for us are like commas or a way to end a sentence. It's a stereotype, but they say like people from the south sound very posh and people from the north sound like super aggressive.
Wow, I didn't know about it.
Eu acho que essa história foi decisiva para ganhares o papel na Velocidade Furiosa. Não para no stop!
Story, blá blá blá.
Yeah, they're talking about a
E foi multa.
Não levei multa, eu fui encostada
Mas eles não.
e eu levava a Margot Robbie no banco de trás.
Margot Robbie. I got you, yeah.
So difficult.
Of course, it doesn't help much the fact that like they're having a conversation, so like it's a voice on top of each other.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, it's very easy for me to understand this. This is very typical Portuguese, like what you would see on like normal media. So it's not a strong accent or anything. It's just pretty average. And they're talking about some story in the United States that she was driving and then she didn't stop at the stop sign. And then she apparently told the cop like, oh no, in my country, we don't need to stop at the sign. So that's why I just drove further. Like,
I didn't understand.
I must admit that I did hear Velozes e Furiosos, but I was like, nah, I probably didn't catch that right.
Yeah.
Nah.
Is it Daniela Rua? Yeah, I think I know that. Yeah.
I'm embarrassing my Portuguese relatives now. I'm sorry.
No. Oh! Não é possível.
Brazilian.
Yeah, Brazilian.
Brazilian. No,
No, they're from Portugal. No, they're
but
from
this is
Portugal.
a Brazilian
Amor
song.
maior.
This is the Brazilian song, Quero Amor Maior. But it's sang by Portuguese people.
Yeah.
But this is a Brazilian song.
That's why we were confused.
They sound Portuguese, but
the
this
song
is a
is
Brazilian
Brazilian.
song. Because like when they're singing, it's more difficult to differentiate.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That's Portuguese?
It's from Portugal.
Probably because I can't understand.
I can't even hear
I'm
a
just
word.
really like.
Yeah, so it's Portugal for sure.
That's not a good reason.
That's not a good song to put. That's not fair.
In Carnival, like these kind of songs, like Carnival, like
Carnival.
maybe something like.
I mean, this is like a crowd speaking, but I think even like Brazilian crowd and Portuguese crowd, you can kind of like
Feel the difference.
feel the difference.
We would be more happy.
We will be more chaotic.
Yeah, I can understand very easily Brazilian Portuguese. And also, as we said before, we import so much media and so much content from Brazil, especially songs. I think we are so used to it that it's very easy for us to understand and even like imitate it, I think.
I'm curious to see you imitating Brazilian and Portuguese.
There are a lot of Brazilians in Portugal, but like it's not the same like otherwise, no? Like in
Yeah,
Brazil
there's
there is a lot of Portuguese, but in Portugal there's a lot of Brazilians.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, they even said like the children in Portugal are starting to speak with a Brazilian accent.
I saw it.
That could be true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard about it. Yeah. So I think it's very normal.
It's a horror movie.
Sentir saudades, Fernando?
Brasil.
Sentir saudades, Fernanda.
Moral é o futuro.
Quem merece passa no processo e vem pra cá.
Quem merece passa.
Essa noite acaba
3%?
com elementos
Is it 3%?
químicos.
Ha! I know the series.
That's a really good series.
It's a really good series.
But this is
Quem passa no
Brazilian
processo.
Portuguese.
Yeah, Brazilian all
Definitely.
the way. But if I'm not mistaken, we have some Portuguese actors in this series.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's a really good series.
Portugal está à distância certa para enviar o sinal para o bloco.
Portugal, yeah. I didn't understand the part.
Yeah, that's how I find it. If I don't understand,
I think like once we have to pay much attention to understand. That's when it's Portuguese because they swallow a lot.
But you can tell by the first word, he said Portugal, and you guys say Portugal.
Oh, that's true.
Portugal. You say Portugal.
You don't say the L, you say Gal, Portugal.
Yeah.
And we say Portugal.
Eles pronunciam muito bem o L.
Oh, you're good at it. You're good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I think we all agree that the major difference is that Brazilian Portuguese, when we speak more openly, and we also have a lot of like intonations, like we're singing when we speak. And Portuguese from Portugal, it feels more like it is harder for us to listen to understand because we need to pay a lot of attention.
It's also funny because Brazilian people talk faster, but even if they talk faster, we still understand them very easily. Yeah, I think it's all about like how openly people speak.
Yes.
I think also one of the most important things in this relationship is the exposure to the media and to content.
Yes, I think so.
Because
Portugal has much more exposure to Brazilian media than we have. We don't have exposure to Portugal media.
yeah, so if you're not used to it, you're gonna have a hard time understanding it. But if you grew up just listening to it on a daily, then it's very easy.
Harder than I was expecting, not gonna lie. Like, it was easy to differentiate, like, okay, this is Portuguese, this is Brazilian, but like, definitely understanding was tough.
I don't mean to brag, but I thought it was pretty easy.
Of course, you were born with Brazil.
Yeah. And it's very interesting because like we talk the same language, but it can go so many different ways.
We had so many other countries and other languages like being inserted in Brazilian Portuguese. That's why like we have so many mixes. For example, São Paulo, there's a huge influence with Italian, and like there's many things that makes that more different.
And we have a lot of influence from Africa in Portugal, from like Mozambique or Angola. So maybe that influenced the European Portuguese as well.
Yeah, that's true.
A little bit.
So today we watched some videos. Actually, we heard some audios, and we had to differentiate if it was Portuguese from Portugal or from Brazil.
If you like the video, please like and subscribe and comment what you thought down below.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.